for a very, very specific reason, and that is to watch and rank all of the Mario Party intros. 2 weeks ago, you and I got together live on the internet, and we ranked all of the Mario sports games intros. And yeah, it was good.
It was great.
And what was our winner? Was it the baseball game?
No, it wasn't. How could you not remember?
Oh, it was Mario Tennis.
Mario Power Tennis on the GameCube was Polygon's. I'm not even going to say Pat and Allegra's. It was Polygon's number one choice for best sports intro. So now we're back at it again. Let's get started right away. Because I'm excited to see. Tell me about your personal history with the Mario Party games. I really liked Mario Party growing up, as most do. But I will say that as I got older, I got more competitive. And like, this game is known for tearing friends apart, and I think that's extremely true. Like, I've seen my friends cry because of Mario Party, which is uncomfortable.
So I never got into Mario Party. I didn't have it. And I was some friends tried. Look at the hip thrusts from Mario.
Look at Luigi's legs.
Luigi's legs look uber fucked.
I hate them.
Donkey Kong is there representing the brand of Rare LTD at this point. So this one, like we did with the Mario sports game, we watched all of this together already, just because we tend to go overboard when we're trying to figure out what we're going to do next. We end up just doing the whole thing anyways and saying, okay, well, let's do that again on a stream. I feel like this is the one that they put the most effort into contextualizing why Mario would be having a party and playing these games with his friends. And after this, they just sort of fell off. So I think this one might score high marks for me.
Yes, because as we established last time, we both really like narratives in these games, in the Mario spin-offs.
Yeah.
And this one, I mean, this is literally like cutscenes right now. But I will say I'm extremely irked by the character models. So we already pointed out Luigi's disgusting legs.
Yes, gross legs on
I don't know why any of these guys look like they're 3 feet taller than normal.
So this is actually before Mario 64, so they couldn't just like reuse the assets
Mario
they developed
64
for that.
was a launch game.
Oh, fuck, you're right. So, okay, so I'm completely wrong.
So I don't know what they're doing. Mario didn't look like this in Mario 64.
No, he didn't. One second, let me get the Trello board going. Folks in the chat are asking for the Trello board.
Oh, okay.
And also people are saying, no, why am I not wearing a party hat? 1 second.
Wait, you took your party hat off?
I took it off to go get us drinks.
Okay, so we have party hats because we too are having a party. It's Friday, it's a holiday weekend, and we're having a party with Mario Party. So of course we have party hats. Yeah, I really do appreciate the original Mario Party for setting sort of the tone, because this is the first time that Mario's ever actually really had a good time. I mean, even though he's played tennis at this point, he's done Mario Kart. Those were inherently competitive.
Sure.
So although Mario Party, of course, is extremely competitive, it's called Mario Party. Like, the ultimate goal is to be enjoying, you know, your friends. Even Wario is his friend here.
Yeah.
So I appreciate them really sort of establishing this new fun universe.
Yeah, so is this the one where it starts off by saying they created a world, or is that one coming up?
I think that's coming up.
Okay, so this one is just they're having an argument and they need to find a constructive, healthy way of settling it, so they come up with, oh, look at the way Luigi walks. Why would he walk like that?
I hate it so much. And so also, actually, I was just going on about how, like, this is a fun-filled world, but it's immediately undercut by Toad saying there's a lot of danger that lies ahead.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So it's actually interesting here because my conception of Mario Party is that it's like, you know, a virtual board game.
There's no consequences.
Yeah.
This is not the film Video Box, where if you die in the game, you die for real. What was the name of that movie?
Oh my God, yeah, what was that movie? Videodrome?
No, it was a cheesy, horrible horror movie.
Okay.
If you die in the game, you die for real. So that was Mario Party 1. How did we feel about? Okay, hang on. Before we get like too far into deliberations on that one, I want to point out something amazing that happens in the intro of this one, Mario Party 2.
Okay.
One day, Mario and his friends created a new world. That's just a fucking thing they can do.
And it's called Mario Land.
Yeah. Well, no, there's a debate about what they're going to call the new land that they created.
Okay, of course.
So, like, pretty quickly we move on to them debating what they're going to call the new world that they've created, but we don't get into the fact that they are capable of collectively just deciding a new world will be willed into existence.
Just apropos of nothing, Toad is just like, we made a new world.
Yeah.
We all live there now.
So for me, right now, this one is scoring higher points than the first one, because the first one was just sort of them standing around a field.
Yeah.
This one is them literally willing matter into existence and then having sort of an existential argument over which one of them deserves the most credit for it.
Yes, I like this one a lot so far. I also think the first one kind of went on a little bit too long.
Yeah. Sorry, party hat failure.
You were not great at the party hat.
No, most things don't fit on my head.
I really like this one because I think it like cuts to the chase a lot better. It has some humor. Look, it's Peachland now, as if Peach could ever star in a game, please.
Yeah. But these are all really cute conceptual. Like, you can see these sort of things almost turning up on Super Mario Broth. The treatments that they put together for the different possible names of this world were pretty cool. A terrible thing happened in Mario Land. Sorry, I'm about to post in the chat our actually, yes, I'll stick it right in the chat. Here's our Trello board if you want to follow our ranking along live.
I like this because it actually stays within the typical Mario canon as well, because, you know...
Right, Bowser is a villain.
Yeah, there's
but
a
also,
land
weren't they just
for
hanging
Bowser
out with
to attack.
Waluigi?
Wario, yeah.
Wario might be.
But Wario was the villain.
That's true.
So that makes sense. Like, they were hanging out with him, but he, you know, was like, oh, there's a new place for me to take over.
And there's a Koopa Troopa. Were Koopa Troopas playable in Mario Party?
No.
Okay.
Mario Land. I like that they weren't even aware.
Yeah.
But he was ignored. I love how much agency Toad has.
Toad, this is a world where Toad seems like he's very much in control.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's something you can really appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I also, so I don't want to get too like fan theory right off the bat here, but like I can almost picture this world just being Toad's dream.
Yeah.
A world where the things Toad says and does matters.
Yeah.
Because right now he's got all these people lined up to do his bidding, and they listen to the things that he said.
I think that's really interesting. Mm-hmm. Especially by the way that, like, so they were all sort of inset, like, on the stage, versus Toad was sort of, you know, at the front of the stage, off center, sort of like soliloquizing, like, he is the narrator. Mm-hmm. He's completely in his own separate world. That's very interesting.
And there is a lot of sort of interesting shifting of planes and various fourth walls to be broken in this. As we saw there, we just pushed through a stage to the backside of the stage, and now we are watching the intro for Mario Party 3. So we apologize for the quality here. I believe this was a what console was this?
This
one
was
on?
also Nintendo 64, the last one on.
This
Nintendo
is the last
64.
one in 64. So this one enters introduces the concept of stars, the cosmic themes to the Mario Party games. So according to legend, whoever possessed this mystical star was destined to become the superstar of the universe.
Oh, the Millennium Star was but a newborn. Again, I love just the world building in these games. Like Mario Party, again, it's really sort
it doesn't
of denigrated.
Need this, but they do it right.
Yeah, it's denigrated these days for being like just this frilly, fluffy, silly like game.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't need this stuff.
Yeah.
But maybe it does. Like, this inherently makes me more intrigued by this game.
Hosea, sorry, shitty pronunciation. Buddy Brewster in the chat says, I have a paper due tomorrow on whether or not Toad is an unreliable narrator. So we'll try to get to the bottom of that by the end of this one. So here's my feeling about this one so far. It's more succinct than the previous ones. It doesn't have the same sort of metatextual layerings of the previous one. So I would but now we've got this pop-up. Okay, as soon as I said that, we just introduced this sort of cross-medium thing where these video game characters are now in a pop-up book.
Exactly, yeah.
And they're now being lectured by a dice that looks like a mushroom, kind of.
So it's like, I don't know if this is, again, sort of like the multiplanar, like there are various realities going on, or if the reality that they're within is just like both 2D and 3D.
Sure. Yeah, so this one was after Paper Mario came out, right? It must have been.
It must have been. This was a pretty late release.
Because I can't really see this aesthetic choice preceding a major Mario release. I can't see the standard Mario Party 3, being set.
Also, that had like a weird, inconclusive
It
ending.
did. Well, so this is where they're sort of making advances and sort of saying like, okay, we don't want to tell the whole narrative here because the narrative will be resolved by you and your Mario Party.
Yeah.
And now we've crossed into the GameCube era.
This is my favorite Mario Party game. I just want everyone to know, my favorite Mario Party game, for the record. First one Waluigi's in.
Mm-hmm. Shiki Dixie also agrees that Luigi's legs are bad.
Very bad. So now as we're moving into a different generation of console, so this is the GameCube now, Mario Party 4, we're going to start seeing these intros get a little bit, sort of ironically, less creative and shorter.
Yeah, and obviously part of that's got to be the fact that the budget has skyrocketed on them. They're not just making a bunch of polygons stand around in a field while text scrolls. We have these expanding bump maps and dramatic zooms and multiple animated characters at any given time. I'm going to go ahead and add Mario Party 3.
I liked it.
Above Mario Party 1, but below Mario Party 2.
Yes, Mario Party 2 is still my favorite. This one is fine. But I also, like, the cinematic techniques are odd. Like, they had those really quick cutaways of, like, the, like, shots of each character from the shoulders up, which was pretty strange.
Yeah, so that one was brief, but...
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if it even really gave me much of a hint of what kind of game experience I should have expected from that.
It didn't have great contextualizing. It attempted to contextualize, but I feel like it sort of failed.
That Toad, the way his mouth opened, I'm a big Toad fan, but the way that Toad's mouth animated freaked me the fuck out. So I'm going to score that one pretty low. Would you put that above or below Mario Party 1?
Probably below.
Yeah.
I'd say that's my least favorite.
So now we're looking at the trailer for Mario Party
5.
And this is, so this particular video collection of these trailers is a little odd because some of these things feel more like trailers than games. And in those cases, I'm guessing, I guess that was actually at the top menu of the game. That was bad.
That was very bad.
There was very
nothing.
minimal effort. I'm going to go ahead and put that as our lowest one, Mario Party 5.
That was literally just game capture. Like, we could have made that.
This one is good. We've got that pop-up book aesthetic has returned again.
Did you see that? It said that they love to whoop it up.
Really?
Yeah. What does that mean?
Isn't that like specifically a Juggalo term?
I don't know. Are they at the Juggalo Fest?
It canonically is Mario a Juggalo?
Yeah. I don't like that revelation. This is funny, though.
Random username says, "What that mouth do, Toad?"
So this is interesting because there's feuding here, but it's with two characters we've never met before. So that's Brighton and Twyla.
Yeah, why are we supposed to be invested in their conflict is the question that I have.
Why am I as a player and viewer invested, and why are these guys invested? I don't understand either motivation. Yeah, why are you guys so determined that you're willing to risk your friendships? I'm not sure about that. I do like this aesthetic, though.
I like the aesthetic. It's doing some nice table setting for us.
Like, I'm not especially sold on the table setting, but I think that the attempt it's making works.
Yeah. So that was okay. I'm gonna put that. Where would you put that in our ranking?
I put that above Mario Party 4.
I definitely. I think I'm gonna agree. I'm not gonna fight you too hard on that one. Mario Party. Okay, so here we are. This is the Game Boy Advance one. Am I correct?
Looks like it. Yeah. Mario Party Advance. Oh.
So at this point, it looks like they've sort of semi-permanently, or at least, they've moved to the pop-up book aesthetic. I think it's it's an effective brand distinction to sort of move this game into its own sort of universe, give it its own sort of feel, separate from the mainline Mario games, because they probably don't want to sort of step on the toes of Mario canon. It's a very rich and complicated overlapping canon, including especially when you consider the sports games. So they're probably trying to say this is sort of Elseworld. This is a what if.
I do like that aesthetic a lot, and I really like them leaning into it. But that felt very much like an advertisement, like the opening of that. Game literally was like, yeah, it literally was like, you'll have a great time, play this game, which I already bought the game. You don't need to sell it to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that one below 4. This one I'm loving so far. I don't remember watching this one. I think I stopped paying attention at some point, but I am loving that they introduced a theme right away. They're going on a cruise. This is like, they've sort of repeated the party formula enough times.
They're kings of the world. Titanic reference.
That is actually, isn't that the same helicopter shot from Titanic?
Yeah, look at that. That's doing the research.
And here we go. And now we introduce our conflict. He's jealous that he's not on the cruise.
Something I've been noticing with these games is that the filmmaking techniques are not very varied. Like, it feels like the direction is kind of like lazy.
Sure.
But this one, I think they're really trying.
We had that wonderful shot there of his eye peering through the scope. It gave us a second to sort of anticipate that Bowser was going to be arriving on the scene without just sort of dropping him into the frame.
Like, this feels more like the work of some auteur who took over. like as opposed to a hired hand.
Like this could have maybe, I'll check the credits, maybe that was a Hideo Kojima joint.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so Mario Party 7, that was great. That was really good.
I put that very high.
Yeah, how about right under 2?
I would say right under 2. Now this one I hate.
Now this just, again, looks like a trailer.
That was a trailer. It was. It's over now. That was Mario Party 8, and it was over in 20 seconds.
Are you serious?
Hated it. Yep.
All right, that one's bottom.
Awful.
Sorry, I'm not paying much attention to the chat. I'm trying to keep this Trello document going. Okay, so we've got a sky crystal now. Is that what they're calling the sun?
In Mario Land, they call the sun a sky crystal. Okay, so this is setting up the story.
Yeah,
Bowser's
so everybody's
inviting
receiving
them.
invites to the Mario Party, it looks like. So this is a really good call because none of these other games have really sort of explored the rules of a party
Yeah.
in the same way. It's been a party in that it's a jamboree and it's all these wacky characters coming together doing wacky things and playing games, but we haven't talked about invitations. We haven't talked about RSVPs.
Yes.
We haven't talked about even meals being served, and that was the first time we've seen a fully set table.
Yes. I think the party was more of like an inference that the viewer had to make the player, but
Sure.
the party is really like literally the core theme of this one.
Yeah, and it looks like the party was all a clever ruse to trick and capture and make tiny? Is that what happened? Did he make everybody tiny?
It looks like they're tiny. Yeah, those flowers are huge. Okay, so now they're trying to beat Bowser back. Oh yeah, they're all tiny. There are tiny heroes now.
So that's another interesting twist.
Yeah.
Making it tiny. So we went to a boat last time. Now they're all tiny because it also appropriate because the 3DS is a miniaturized system. This isn't a main console game, so sort of leaning into the fact that this is a smaller experience. We're gonna give you some smaller characters to play with. This is gorgeous.
This is Mario Party 9 on the, I think it's still the Wii. Probably the last one on the Wii. I liked that last one a lot, by the way. Mario Party DS. That's high on my list.
Yeah, I'm gonna Mario Party DS. I loved that one. I'm gonna put that one. I don't know. Let's take a look.
I'd put it maybe below 7.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Too. So this one's gorgeous so far. We've got some Bowser and Bowser Jr. action. I always like to see those two working together.
Big fan.
And it looks like they're capturing all of the stars.
Something I'm not a fan of is that they're inviting us to skip up there the entire time.
Yeah, that's true. That's sort of like, no, absolutely. That's like saying, this doesn't matter,
It's
right?
like a lack of confidence in your work.
Right.
Like, oh, you can just breeze. It's not worth watching.
Yeah.
You can go. No. Take
I'll always
pride.
pop for Shy Guy, though. I love me a Shy Guy.
I love Shy Guy. That was kind of short. I
It
don't.
was short. The rules have changed. Now, that's a good tease. That's got me excited. That's got me more excited than I was before.
That's true, because I'm curious as to how. But I feel like that came out of nowhere.
Right.
I feel like
They
that was
didn't
not
earn that.
earned. Exactly. It was not earned.
We are so on the same page.
I'm not a huge fan of that one.
So that was 9?
Yeah.
This looks like another mobile title.
Yeah, this is, I think, the 3DS one.
I'm gonna go ahead and put that last one under 3. No, I'm gonna, yeah.
That's fine.
I like this, so I can imagine seeing this on my 3D display.
Yeah.
And sort of having these characters float past me. And then again, the parting of the clouds, there's multiple layers intersecting going on. That's the thing that, people take the shit out of Michael Bay all the time, but that's like one of the things that he's very good at. It's like layering multiple foreground and background elements and sliding them in ways that are visually interesting. And we saw some of that right there, and it's really fantastic.
Yes, that was the Michael Bay entry of Mario Party,
so
but
that was
not in a bad
Mario
way.
Party 3DS?
It was Island Tour. There were actually 2 on the 3DS.
Okay. I'm going to put that.
I liked it.
I'm going to put it above 9.
Yeah.
This
Is Mario
is just
Party
a trailer.
10.
This is just a highlight reel of gameplay, isn't it?
It literally
this is. A trailer,
It's again, it is a commercial.
It looks like they made a promo for the game.
This is completely taking me out of the game. Look, game system and some accessories sold separately. This might actually just be a commercial.
Yeah, so I think that, one second, I'm getting a lot of requests in the chat for me to put the hat
Why
back on.
don't you have the hat on?
Because it slid off my slick head.
Oh yeah, it did. There you
Yeah,
go.
goes around the
That
front.
way.
No hats fit me.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, so this was in an era, particularly on the Wii U, where games needed a lot of explaining because the Wii U is not the same simple pitch that the Wii was.
Yes.
So they probably really felt like they had to hammer home what was going on in that game. So that was our ranking. Where would you, before we move on to our bonus materials, where would you rank those?
I didn't like that one. I didn't like that one at all. I mean, it's obviously better than Mario Party. I believe it was 8, because that one, was 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I think it's worse than Mario Party Advance because Mario Party Advance did a sort of similar thing of just trying to sell us a game we've already purchased. Yeah. But at least it had like a really nice aesthetic to it. So I would definitely put this below 10.
Yeah.
And we really didn't like 5.
Yeah. 5 sucked.
So
I'm going to put this between Advance and 5.
Yeah. So I think that's good.
Okay. I think that's a good fit. So that was our ranking. We'll write these up later. Excuse me. I'm drinking a little whiskey.
A little whiskey.
A little whiskey. Fill some time for me.
So I would say compared to Mario Sports, I mean, obviously there's more Mario Sports titles than Mario Party titles, but Mario Sports, it was really interesting to watch the genesis of narrative there. But Mario Party, so for Mario Sports, it really was like, okay, heavy narrative, and then just like plateaued. And then they just sort of stayed down of like, we're not going to try anymore. There doesn't need to be a story in sports.
Right.
But Mario Party, it's not as consistent.
No, it evolved. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's evolved so that, they don't have these 10-minute long intros anymore, setting up the backstory. But at the same time, they'll suddenly out of nowhere come with Mario Party Island Tour, which does have a story again. So I'm more excited about Mario Party in that sense because I don't know if there's going to be a story or not, versus I assume for Mario Sports there won't.
It's sort of like opening that loot box in Overwatch. It's what am I going to get?
Yes.
Each time we get a new Mario Party game. It's a lovely treat every 4 years. Let's sound off in the chat. I just reposted our ranking. Let us know how you feel about the ranking. Let us know what your favorite Mario Party intro is. And I got some bonus material for us because I knew that this was shorter than our previous one. So let's take a look at what else we got here. Let me grab my proper keyboard.
And I don't know what it is, so this is exciting.
Yeah. Don't look too closely at the top of the screen. It'll ruin it for you.
You'll have to just stop watching. There's no point.
Avert your eyes.
All right, Microsoft.
So
we're really deviating from Mario.
Yeah, this is a big turn for us. Blitz Games, is that ringing any bells yet?
No.
No?
Not at all. Oh, God. I remember this game. Jesus Christ. This game had the worst character models, but everyone who had an Xbox had this game because I think it was a launch title.
Yeah, and I think they gave it away for free at certain events. This is the trailer for Fusion Frenzy.
God, so this was Microsoft's. I mean, when Xbox came out, Microsoft had to dip its toe into every genre because it's like, listen, we've never done this before.
Right.
We want everyone to come buy our console.
Right, and they had 4 controller ports, much like the N64 that came before it. So like, this is a family console. Gather around.
Exactly.
Play with orbs with your friends.
But at the same time, so I've never owned an Xbox or anything because the aesthetic has never caught on with me.
Yeah, it was a very glowy aesthetic.
It's very glowy, very it's brown and gray.
Yeah.
And so even in this party game, it's all brown and gray and yellow.
It's still sort of a technological nightmare.
Yes.
Yeah.
And those character models are so ugly.
Yeah, they're not good lookers. All right. So let's jump on over to our next one, which I think you're going to like.
I'm already excited. Oh, this is so good.
So this is one where...
Oh, I love it! Wow.
I was watching this one in preparation for the stream. I was trying to fill it out with some fun materials for us to talk about. And this one is very intense for Sonic Shuffle, which is a party game. But this is, it seems like it's a high-stakes party game.
Yeah. So Sonic Shuffle didn't receive the best reviews. It was a Dreamcast game. Sega was really floundering then. But this is beautiful. This is just gorgeous. I want to play this game immediately. It's completely like you said. It seems like super high stakes for a party game. But as Mario Party has honestly taught us, parties are not always just fun and games, right?
That's true, right.
They're actually very intense, stressful events with serious ramifications, and Sonic has no illusions about that.
That's true, and there's this weird deity here that it seems was the object of the game to make contact with this deity.
Maybe.
She's playing the harp of fate, and a string has broken.
Whoa.
And now she's got to touch a crystal.
Wow.
Like I said, this seems like it's a very heavy part of the Mario canon.
This feels like a mainline Sonic game.
Right. Maybe some experts in the Sonic mythos can see what's going on here better than us. I see Chaos Emeralds and robots, and I see maybe a god that broke the Harp of Fate and split into two feuding gods. Maybe by successfully having a Mario Party, they can resolve that.
Yeah. Wow, I loved that a lot, and I want to play Sonic Shuffle right now.
Yeah, so that's the Sonic Shuffle. We're talking about continuing this series, tentatively titled Let's Play the Baseball Game.
An inside joke that no one understands.
But we want to do all the Sonic game intros, and I think we're going to do that next week or the week after. As soon as we can get a time slot for y'all, we're going to do that. I've got a couple more for us to watch here. Let's watch this one first.
Back to Nintendo.
Back to Tendo. Back
Feels
to the good
good.
shit. To what I feel like is what Mario Party always should have been.
Oh, wow.
My boy, War.
What an intro. God. People don't credit Nintendo enough for its sense of humor.
Yeah, so this is... I was literally just thinking about this the other day when the ads for the Rabbids Mario crossover came out, and like there were some bullet points on the marketing material like, we're not taking ourselves too seriously. We're making fun of ourselves.
Yeah.
Like that's a first for the Mario universe. And I was like, Wario, dude, like he farts to fly around.
Exactly.
He eats garlic, and the whole WarioWare games are some of the most like weirdly sort of gross out humory stuff that Nintendo's put out there.
I love this, and I've always loved the WarioWare aesthetic. I mean, obviously, this is the first WarioWare, so it's been refined since then. But, like, even with the limited technical capabilities of the Game Boy Advance, like, it just does not look like a Mario game, but in the best, coolest way.
Yeah. It's very good. I love it when he calls his friends. That close-up of him is just so good.
God, that was a good cutaway. Oh, my God, I love that.
I've got it. I'll call my friends. And so just this rapid expansion of the Mario universe right here as we meet Jimmy, Mona, Dribble, and Spitz, Catman, and 9-Volt. Just an explosion. You know, the world was so small, and then it got so big so quickly. And here we sort of see the great encompassing aesthetic of the game, which is, again, Nintendo, they don't shy away from sort of this sort of... What's the word I'm looking for here? There we were looking at, you're looking at the screen of your device, and then there's a second screen superimposed within that screen. We saw that in Luigi's Mansion with his Game Boy Color that he would use to scout his environment. So Nintendo's on some sort of...
It's very meta.
Yeah. Wonderful stuff. We've got one more video to watch today that I'm really excited about. So let's hop in there.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I just want to take a look at the chat real quick, see what folks are saying. Connor says WarioWare, which would be amazing.
That would be very good.
That would be so good. I did some voice acting for Wario, and it was good. Better than Charles Martinet, everybody says. Nobody said that. Rachel says she likes that the Yee is a suggested video after this, which is Yee. All right.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm proud to say I've never played this one.
So this is Shrek Super Party.
Why is everyone's head so big?
This is the thing I did want to talk about.
What's going on?
Lord, all have wishes. Shrek just wants to be left alone.
And there's a narrator?
There's a narrator, and we're going to see who the narrator is. So they're going to pull a quick turn on us. Right now, we think that this is a non-diegetic narrator. We think it's a sort of omnipotent character. We are going to learn that, in fact, within the diegesis of the Shrek Super Party intro, there is an actual character voicing this with motivations within this world. But so they're establishing here, they're sort of doing a lot of the legwork that Mario Party had to do early on, where we didn't understand why these characters wanted to party together and what the competition was about. So they're establishing that each of these characters has a wish.
Okay.
And we're about to find out what's going to happen with that.
Do they establish why their heads are so big?
No, and this is an interesting thing to me because normally when you go for the super deformed chibi aesthetic, you modify more than just the size of the head.
Yes, it's disproportionate.
Yeah, and what they've done here is I believe, simply probably taken some version of the assets they used in the film and just grabbed the head size slider and just cranked it way up.
I really hate that.
Because none of the facial proportions are different.
Yeah.
None of the body proportions are different. It's just like, yo, you got a big fucked up head.
So, okay, so the man in the mirror here.
The mirror on the wall.
He's our narrator.
Stakes are high. The winner will be granted their wish.
Interesting.
So whoever wins this tournament will be granted their wish.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's some good table setting. We're gonna watch that one again in half speed, just so we can.
At half speed.
Oh, because I feel like we might have missed some stuff. Let me go ahead and crank that down to half speed for us. Speed. Let's go 0.5. Get back to the beginning.
Once upon a time in a kingdom just down the road.
This is easily the most disturbing thing I've ever seen.
A beautiful princess.
I think what scares me the most is that this canon, this Shrek canon, establishes Shrek as the happiest person in this world. Other than this dude. Yeah, Robin Hood over there.
So I've cranked up the sound. Here we go.
Shrek just wants to be left alone.
Relatable content.
Same, you know. Yep.
That was the exact same assets, the same face.
Fiona wants to be rescued by her one true love.
Oh, so this is set during Shrek 1?
This is set during Shrek 1.
Okay.
This is
literally a loop. This is the same animation from before.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
They played it?
Except
No.
it's literally the same, but then like with minor tweaks at the very end.
Well, they had a limited budget, I'm guessing, putting this one together.
God.
That look of disappointment is palpable, though.
Poor donkey.
The loneliest could use a nice vacation in the tropics.
God. Oh. I don't know why everyone assumes that. I mean, I guess party games are like kid friendly, but Shrek is a kids movie. So I don't know why they thought, oh, to appeal to kids, we got to make all the Shrek characters look all cutesy.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's already a kids movie. So it could be a thing where they wanted to make them look a little bit more like game pieces on a board. They wanted them to be, because you're going to be looking at these characters from the top down. They wanted them to be sort of more easily recognizable from a distance.
That's actually very true.
Also, give his wish to them.
Just sounds like he's coughing.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yeah. So I feel like watching this more slow. I feel like originally this moved a little too quick for me. But slowing it down to half speed is really helping me absorb a lot of stuff that wasn't there. There we see Dragon, Donkey's eventual girlfriend in the film Shrek.
Spoilers.
Sorry, yeah. Spoilers for Shrek. We'll have to put those up top on the video.
Great pleasure to host this fabulous tournament. And incidentally clear up a minor bug infestation we've noted of late. Win game.
I kind of do appreciate this little tease of gameplay, because I would have no idea how this plays otherwise. So it does a really good job of setting up the conceit, the motivation behind the characters' actions, but then there is like a little tease of, okay, this is what you actually will be engaging in.
The stakes are high. The winner will be granted their wish.
So that was good. That was better than I thought. Apparently there's a Pac-Man party, and I tried to find the intro for that, and I couldn't, unfortunately.
Oh, there was a Pac-Man party, yeah.
Are we missing any of the other major games in the party pantheon?
I mean, I can think of some, but like I think we probably want to focus on like party spin-offs of existing franchises.
Yeah.
And for that, I can't really think of many more.
I think that might be it then for today. Hey, thank you for joining us for Let's Play the Baseball Game 2. We'll return next time to review all of the Sonic video game intros. I'm so excited to watch the Sonic CD intro.
I love Sonic CD.
It's so good.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, take a minute to like the page. Or is that how it works on YouTube? Subscribe.
That's your gig. I don't know anything about YouTube.
Yeah. I'm Patrick Gill, video producer for Polygon.com.
I'm Allegra, not a video producer. Lowly reporter.
Thanks for hanging out, and check back in next week when hopefully we are doing this again.
Now we're going to go have a party.
Bye.